Kia ora. For many of us, it was another fine start today. You can see on the satellite charts plenty of clear sky across the North Island and down across those eastern parts of the South Island as well. Now, there was a bit of wet weather around the likes of Fjord and a bit more cloud down towards places like Dunedin as well, and a few spots of drizzle through there. But I think for many of us, the story of today will be those high temperatures through parts of Canterbury. We are set to find temperatures climbing to highs above 30 degrees Celsius through many parts of Canterbury. You can see here top temperatures in places like Christchurch of 31 degrees Celsius through the afternoon on Thursday. So an incredibly hot day there. And we are going to find those warm temperatures that stay through the night time as well. But widely, temperatures up into the mid to high 20s, but I think more cloud down south. Now, as we go through the rest of today for Thursday, we'll find more wet weather still pushing through towards Westland and Fiordland. There is still a severe weather warning in place for parts of Fiordland until about the early hours of the afternoon on Thursday. And you can see that wet weather is still on that western coast, even in towards the evening time. Not an awful lot of weather happening across the North Island. The high pressure still very much firmly in place, keeping many of us dry, fine and warm right the way through in towards the night time as well. So overnight tonight, we'll carry on seeing that front move north as it does weaken away a fair bit, but it'll keep more cloud on towards that western side of the South Island and still some showers or spells of rain in towards parts of, say, Westland. Down south, we have a bit of a southerly change pushing through, so we are going to find our temperatures for tomorrow, for Friday, a little bit cooler. But again, with that high pressure across most of the North Island, things up here are relatively fine and settled. In terms of our overnight temperatures, it's still pretty mild across the North Island. You look at those temperatures in Wellington, 17 degrees Celsius, the minimums we'll see in the capital there, 16 or so up towards Auckland. While down south, we have got some slightly cooler temperatures, but not unpleasantly so, 12 degrees Celsius for the likes of, say, Invercargill. As we head in towards Friday, this front continues to move north, so it does introduce more cloud around those northern parts of the South Island, and we have a bit more cloud feeding through the Taranaki Bight as well. But generally, it's looking like a fairly decently dry day across most of the country, particularly across the North Island, some good clear skies and temperatures still pretty warm as well, especially around this eastern side of the North Island. Down south, we'll have a bit more of an onshore feed of air for the likes of, say, Canterbury and Otago, so a cooler feeling day for many spots through there, but still with plenty of dry weather as well. For the North Island, we'll start off with a touch more cloud through Taranaki down towards Wanganui and in towards the Kapiti Coast, perhaps thick enough through Kapiti Coast to bring an odd shower, but very, very few and far between. Most of us, it's a dry day with plenty of clear sky. Through the afternoon, a little bit more cloud bubbles up about the ranges between, say, Hawke's Bay and across in towards Taupo and up in towards those ranges of the Eastern Bay of Plenty. But really, it's a dry, fine-looking story for many of us, and our temperatures are still climbing to highs of 28 degrees Celsius in Hawke's Bay. Elsewhere, we've still got those warm temperatures, particularly up in towards the likes of those central parts of Northland. A little bit of a sea breeze around the coast may keep things a degree or so cooler through there. But for many of us, it's a dry, fine and settled-looking story on the North Island. Just a touch more of that wind around the likes of Wellington and the Cook Strait, but still reaching highs of 23 degrees Celsius in Wellington itself. As we head down towards the South Island, again, we've got plenty of dry weather in store. The best of the brightness from, say, Nelson down through Canterbury, and I think even in towards Otago, some decent spells of sunshine there. There's more cloud on that western coast and a few showers to watch out for first thing. They'll fade away through the daytime. And then as we head in towards the afternoon, we might find a little bit more cloud starts to develop around those eastern parts of Otago and just returns in towards the evening, bringing perhaps a few spots of drizzle there. But really, in terms of quantities of rainfall, there's no great shakes there. We'll find everything starts to ease off on that western coast and some fine weather for the likes of, say, Hokitika and Greymouth towards the end of the day. Now, compared to those 30 degrees we'll see on Thursday afternoon, it is a little bit cooler as we head in towards the afternoon on Friday, particularly around those coastal areas. With that wind coming in from more of a northeasterly direction, we'll have a little bit of a cooling effect around the coast of Canterbury. So highs in places like Christchurch, back to around about 25 degrees Celsius. It's still a very pleasant day, but not nearly as oppressively hot as we'll find through Thursday afternoon. Elsewhere, temperatures widely from around about 19 degrees Celsius in the far south there, up to around about 29 in Blenheim. Now, over the next few days, we'll find the weather is still pretty much dominated by that high pressure as we go through Saturday. Areas of cloud to watch out for, and I think more cloud around the likes of, say, the Kapiti Coast, in towards Manawatu, and perhaps down towards those western parts of Wellington as well. But for the North Island for Saturday and for most of Sunday, things are generally dry. Down south, though, you can see we've got this next feature moving in. So it does bring some wet weather back towards that western coast of the South and some rain in the far southern areas by the end of the day as well. And then for Sunday, that front continues to move northwards, arriving up towards those more central parts of the country by the end of the day. And it's like a bit of a cooler and wetter start to next week across the North Island. That's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.